Let's see, if today is Tuesday the 9th, so we have 2 bales a day. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right. Hey, folks. Well, if you remember a couple videos ago, well, I know it's been a minute since we did videos, but here we are. A few videos ago, we unloaded Tess in the truck, and, you know, this whole area we redid and filled it with hay. And now, here we are, December 9th, Tuesday, and we have enough to get to pretty much the weekend in this spot. Now what I need to do is, I have let's see, as you can see, there's more hay over there, but this hay here is a few years old, not really for consumption, it's more for ground cover. And there's hay back there that I think the sheep will eat when they need to, but I still have some of this hay on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that hay from there to here, so it's all in one spot, and I could actually see what I got, because evidently I need to go get hay. But let's see what we have. Okay, so this is the pole barn area. You know, we do have storage, other storage down here. So this is some of the old wood down here, or kayaks. And this is the area that we had to repair because of leakage. So that's why we didn't have much over on this side at the time. But I'm just getting a rough idea right now. I've got 2. Woohoo! Well, you know what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. 2, so that's 8. 1, 2. And 6 is 14. 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's about another 10 days, if I did my math correct here on the camera. So I'm going to move it and get it over there just to make sure my count's right, because I'm not planning on going to get hay this week because there's a lot of traffic issues going on in town. They're replacing the bridge in town, a brand new bridge, not because of the Helene storm, but because of, this was supposed to be done before we even moved to this area back in 2018. But they decided now is a good time to get that done, why I-40 is down to 1 lane going both ways. Needless to say. But between running with Tess, doing a lot of work with, with Tess lately, here on the property. All right, so just a little story, follow up on the driveway and the parking pads. So today is Thursday, the day after the Smoke Master. Went for a ride with Tess, and they put just about 10 ton in the truck. And it was a hairy ride, I tell you what. But Tess did the job. We got back here into this cabin, and this is where we're going to take, that's 10 ton of gravel right there, just about, of crusher run. So we're going to take that, spread it out, make this a nice parking area for these people, and keep on moving forward. But big tip of the hat to those guys who drive these big trucks, squeezing into these spaces. Even our propane guy backs his truck in there and takes care of things. Well, as you see there, just getting started. I hit a soft spot on the edge of the driveway and lost a little bit of traction. And then, yeah, can't really tell the pitch right there, but it's really steep, really fast. So that's where I'm going to stop for now until I get somebody to help tow me. There you go. Nice and easy. Keep going. Go on. Go. Go, 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 go. Ho. Been really busy with that, so I haven't been doing a lot of this. It's also the reason for the lack of videos. But anyways, I'm going to move that hay and see what we have. Come on. Hey, get down. Get down. Come on, all the way. Thank you. Can I do it from here? I'm going to get hurt if I do it from there. Watch out. You know, the other thing I really need to start considering and planning for is overwinter. If you've followed us for any length of time, you know this, starting here, is where we start to overwinter our ewes. So this area down and through here is where they spend January, February, and then in March, when they start having babies, they go up to the house. But you know, around here, January and February are usually the worst months here in Western North Carolina. So we try to give them a spot of shelter. It's not much, you know, here to there, but it seems to work really well considering all the weather we don't get. But having a nice additional wall of hay to help block some of the wind, I think, is a good idea. So that's why the ground cover hay is here, and this was test hay that we got from another source is here, because you know, even at feeding times, you know, if they want to eat this, if they will eat this, I could always just, you know, put it down in this area or out on the flat spot out here for them. But also where this stack of our regular feed hay is, that I'm moving it from, technically it's at a spot that's really hard to get at because it will be surrounded by our electric fencing. If I was really good at our archives, I could show, but you know, this area here will be electric fenced. Then it's going to go out onto the flat spot, but it will come to the left of the hay, right alongside that platform which you saw earlier in the video. So getting to this spot where this hay is coming out of, it would be very challenging to get to because it would go across the front, along the side, so it's blocking my access. This would be wide open. I mean, the tractor will come here, but that's easy to work around, so it should be fine. But that's the other reason it has to be over here, just to make life easier. And I do have to say, a lot of the hay does look very similar. So making sure I'm grabbing the right one is kind of critical. And I am trying to stack it in a way where I can still get an easy count. Almost bonked my gourd. You know, I guess as far as informational purposes are concerned, for those of you who don't catch us live on Sunday nights, we've been doing live Bible readings Sunday night at 6:30. Right now we're in Mark. We just started Mark this past Sunday, and we made it through the first 5 chapters. So this Sunday we'll be picking up Mark 6. Two, 4, 5, one more. But if you don't catch us on the live, you know, Amy and I do talk about farm updates, things that are going on during the week, you know, whether it be work related, farm related, ministry outreach related, all that kind of stuff. So it's, you know, about 15 minutes of farm talk and a good 20 to 30 minutes of Bible reading. Just usually reading. Some commentary along the way sometimes, but mostly just reading. 2, 4, 6. But I know during that time when we were live, we have talked about a few things. About the grant coming through for the road, which you know about. We did get a lot of content because we also did receive funding to take care of the driveways, so we're very thankful about that. And that's all the work I was talking about before with Tess and me and the tractor. So I wasn't sure how that was going to fit into a video, but I think coming up soon, there'll be a test and driveway video. So hopefully that'll come together. But also, so I don't know if we talked about it anywhere in a video yet, we also received funding for a greenhouse, an actual high tunnel. So we received that check, and we have been talking with the company about getting a high tunnel. And what we're looking at is a 48-foot long by 16-foot wide high tunnel that we're going to put up on the knoll. So we're still, whew, yeah, we're still talking with them. We actually cut the check and sent the check for the tunnel last week, and that is all in process now. Then we are just going to have to wait on confirmation of when it could be installed, because we decided, Amy and I decided, that we are not the ones to install it. Between the time, tool, and talents, we're lacking all three of those. So, not that we couldn't do it, but as part of the ministry in our outreach, we felt the best way to be good stewards of these fundings and of this high tunnel is to actually have the professionals install it. So we're talking to them. They had have a delay in their scheduling because of an injury, but we are working with them on when we can get that installed. But stay tuned for that. That might have been the last bale too. Let me see. Woof, 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 woof. Because I think this is yep, that's a different bale. Could tell by the weight. And this is also a different bale, as you can tell by the weight. Okay. So everything I have over there in that space is our feeder hay. And again, today's December 9th, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days. 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks left plus 1 bale. That's based on 2 bales a day. Now there are times when it's a little more raw that we use a little more than 2 bales. So the max I have here is 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 bales. 2 weeks. Right now, my appointment is tentatively Monday, Tuesday to go get hay. So we have plenty to get through to then. And then I'll probably just take the white truck based on where they usually store the hay and have that up. Can't get Tess into the spot, so it'll be a white truck. It'll be, 35 to 39 bales. So now, if you did watch our hay video where we brought all this hay home, it was, I think it was 117 bales. Plus we had another maybe 50 bales here. So that was, 160-ish bales, let's say 150. That was normally plenty to get through the cold months and, the no pasture months. But with our change this year, with the lack of sales of our sheep this year, and the big increase of asks for sheep for next year, whether it be starter flocks or ewes in milk or pregnant ewes, we kept the 6 little ewes here, and we added 2 more ewes because we sold a ram and 2 ewes. So we brought in 2 ewes, sold 2 ewes, had Grayson pass away, needed to replace him. So, and right now our math is pretty even. We have 12 ewes, 4 rams. That is going to be our milk supply, our meat supply. Of course, they will be shorn, so we will have a lot of wool going ready for those of you who spin or need wool for projects. So that'll be available probably Marchish. And then when the first set of ewes start having babies in March, those will start going out, hopefully pretty quickly. And then in June, when the other ewes are dropping babies, hopefully they'll go out quick too. Again, whether it's, ewes in milk, pregnant ewes, or whatever. But if you'd like to get on our list, our email is below. Send us an email, or send us a message, leave a comment below, and we could get that conversation going. And what is it, Amy? Well, that's also part of what our ministry is, providing sheep to those who want a starter flock, who want meat to have for their families, all those things. So if this is something you're interested, let us know, and we're more than happy to work with you. And if we need to deliver, we could set up delivery. If you want to come out to the farm and check things out, come on out. Our door is always open. We're easy to find, but we're not easy to get to. So we do recommend all-wheel or 4-wheel drive when you come out, even though our road is so much better. Just a little bit of more comfort for you if you have that kind of vehicle. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video and figure out plan for the rest of the winter. Y'all take care now.